Yeah, of course. I'll
Hi
take that for the
guys.
border gore.
Greetings.
Who is this?
I wish they were
Seppi.
there though, because
Paisantic.
But you
Ah.
do actually take more Frenchy.
Yeah, but it's bullshit that they're not there.
Who?
Well, they're driving.
What about Thunder?
Well, Thunder, he was not in the war, but it's also bullshit. But he doesn't want to catch coronavirus.
What?
That's why he's not here. He can't be at a gathering of more than 10 people.
Oh,
He's probably too
But-
gay.
is it?
It's probably too
He
big.
from Norway though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it even there?
Okay, let's see who's missing. We're on
Everywhere.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wait, Purple, are you the Prussia main now?
That's
Yes,
what now shows.
Did you kill Sweden?
No.
no.
He's
He
coming, his game crashed.
Oh no, it's this. It's the same color. So it's like Jesus fuck. In the player map, it's like
The name
holy
placement
shit.
would be different.
Yeah.
We lack Turk, we lack Brittany, Provence, Sweden,
Yeah,
Oirat.
currently Brittany is not coming.
Hey, Purple, I will destroy you, okay?
Okay.
Because you're fucking Prussian. That's the like Earth Cardassians.
What is
You should
up with
change your name
Byron?
to Gold Ducat.
Ah, he's not.
Okay. The next heir will be Goldicat.
Yes.
Okay, so how much of a chance I have to defeat Japan as we're right on a scale of 1 to
Maybe you should play Ottomans.
Oh
bro?
wait, Jarvan's
That
here.
is more important.
Ah, there you go.
Where the
But
fuck is Snowhack
the
anyway?
Ottomans require actually doing something though. Fuck. Okay, let me get my quick fastest Ottoman sub.
You guys remember that Jarvan promised to help on Frenchie mod last week? Yo, he didn't do it.
I got a
That's
guy that has an experience of 1,000
Yes!
hours on Ottoman.
Yeah, now is the time. We have to call out our ace.
Yes.
Do you want to play Byzantic?
No,
He has
there's a
1,000
special
hours on Ottoman.
there's a special person for Ottomans.
The only special person here is me.
Oh no, not here.
Well, the Ottomans is Jarvin, and I don't see Jarvin anywhere. I mean, Jarvin, no hack. Fuck. I get confused because of the name.
Jarvan, is he in the voice chat now?
The names are
It's
different. That's
action
why
as
I'm
by
confused.
consent.
Hey, Purple, send me Condottieri.
Wait! Gray, you coward! Don't run away from your responsibility. Oh shit, Androx is online. Maybe we can get him to some.
Hendrix up. Oh, he just went AFK.
That's why we call him Subject.
Yeah, so basically, I am Monkey.
Okay, show a message about. I show message Gonzablashi.
Boom.
It's a bot. It's a Discord bot. He handles the Gulag.
So what happens to Nohak?
You know, no hack things. Like not being.
Yeah,
Just
but
no
did
hack
he
things.
say that he wouldn't show up, or
No.
No.
okay? So
Hey, Joy Boy.
Is he on
how
the
is it
server?
doing?
He is on the server.
Okay, so that's something.
I mean,
You-
maybe we can just start and give him protection, or and maybe he's like asleep or something. Like,
We would have to do that.
Guys,
Wait.
I'm like super tired.
Okay,
When we finish
Kira's
this war,
coming.
Leroy, you wanna go play Mountain Blade?
Only with fire and sword.
God damn it.
What? Fire and Sword is trash.
the best mountain blade TBH. It has grenades.
Where is Kimi, by the way? Because
He's gonna
Hot joining, he's hot joining.
Oh, alright, like always.
So we need an Ottomans and an Oirat.
Okay, I
Bengal's
think
coming.
I got Kirave as Ottomans. I'll play alright.
Are you sure?
No.
Why would he not be sure?
Because it's a
Okay.
shithole.
I mean, it's Oirat, Yunnan, and Ayutthaya versus Japan. What chance does
Hey,
Japan has?
Leroy,
Yeah,
I bet you that the terrain in Palermo is not mountains. How much you wanna bet?
Was Thundershield not being here like announced too?
no.
I think he has coronavirus.
You
Okay.
didn't tell me anything, at least.
Told me yesterday.
And I'm the unreliable player. Yes, clearly.
No
The only one who said
Thunder
he-
told me
Thunder was
yesterday, hello, I
reliable.
am Thunder. I won't
God
join because I am going to speculate in the stock market. So he is going to speculate.
He says, sorry guys, can't be there. I have to speculate on the stock market.
On
That
a
gold won't buy
Sunday.
itself.
This month I've earned 10,000 euros.
Profiteering from
War
so,
profiteering
like the
from
panic
Syria, Turkey development.
You see, Leroy, every time we killed the medic yesterday in Mountain Blade, Thunder made 100 euros.
I mean, you're also reliable, John.
So he made
You
0
didn't
euros?
allow me.
Alright, so we're waiting
No,
on
we killed a lot of
Kirei?
medics last night.
Well,
Iron?
yeah, we need an Ottoman, so yeah.
I mean,
Even
like,
Leroy, even
Lohak
Leroy
has to
killed
be
a medic.
asleep or something.
Mm,
So
no.
if we start
Imagine,
GP protection, it will be
Jesus.
fine.
imagine not wanting
Yeah,
to play
he's
Ottoman.
offline.
He has to be asleep. Like, come on. He's finished. So
No, I don't think so.
it's
Johnny.
7. Yeah.
yeah.
I
So
woke
it's
up, like,
probably
45
dark in
minutes
Finland.
ago.
Yeah, it's probably
Wow.
the polar night.
Yeah. So he just got confused and maybe thought that it's like 7 a.m. and he should be asleep. Like,
What? How does that?
Big brain.
What?
Happens to me every day.
What?
Shit.
okay, Kredex, say that you have like 12
Oh,
hour
for
clock.
fuck's sake.
So you you look at it and you see that it's, for example, 6, right? And then
Yeah.
you look outside of the window and you see that it's dark. So you conclude that it's 6 a.m. and therefore you are allowed to sleep more because it's Sunday. And
No,
that-
because I'm not a retard and I know what time it is.
Doubt.
Just, by being awake.
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
but
fuck,
he's
fire.
finished. Like, you have to be understanding.
You know what?
Finns are in a slightly different position.
What?
They have
Is
to
it-
deduce what time of the
Okay,
day
cool.
it is by
Was
Was
looking
it
at
some
the
kind
sun.
of innuendo? Things
We
are
can
in
have
different
Kirei
position.
join as well, I guess. Same with Kimmy
Yeah.
and just start.
Okay.
In before Ottomans arrivals, everyone they wanna.
And
And starts Golden Era.
Lukak and Kirei cooperate on Otos. Can't wait.
Nuak shows up, that's fine. But... Sling, are you here? I guess
Uh,
not.
He's not
He's
here,
on
right?
channel. Yeah,
Right,
he's
so,
on channel.
My feelings is there.
I mean, Ottomans are not going to be in a player war regardless, so does it really
Are
matter?
you sure?
That's what you think. Kirei is now playing Europa Universalis 4.
Tell him to
Hurry the fuck up.
no, go to the right patch, because in Underground we play in 129.
Oh,
He is a bit of a...
Did you play Underground yesterday?
for sure he remembered
days
this
ago.
detail.
I don't
Who
think
would
he
forget?
remember.
When did he last play Underground?
Undergrund.
Thursday? Or
Okay, so I have managed to get
Thursday.
the game started, and also an alliance will
Tuesday.
get Slaying to actually respect our alliance.
Sick.
As Pope?
You're such a good player.
Oh, I saw you. Right. So I'm sorry to say, my shields are very much operational, Mr.
The problem is your country is not really operational, to be honest.
Yes, I see that.
Ouchie, ouch.
Actually, it's a miracle that it even survived because it had like plus 15 unrest for 30 years or something like this last session.
So,
Yeah.
Crazy X, how many troops do you have?
5,000,000.
I can just tell you.
Oh.
Oh, you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Yes, I wanna know. I want us to know.
More than
I
you.
wanna prepare my.
I just checked. You don't want to know. What is
Okay,
actually
let's
a
see.
player war? Oh, it was
Wait,
the Britain.
was Oirat played last time? Not right.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
played by
What
Gimli.
are these decks then?
Pretender rebels.
Yeah, it
Oh.
was terrible. You don't even know.
Okay, that makes more sense actually.
Does he know?
I mean, why
Does
not also wait for Kirei to join at the same time?
I mean,
Kire is
Those
an American,
three
so for sure his internet will be super fast, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to join.
Yeah, we're currently having a hot join. Right.
don't worry, this is America. Go to the Hot Joins channel.
I'm gonna go to Asia. Or China, or whatever the fuck
I hope people
everybody
will
is.
give me free money for posting meme arrows. All three of you will get ducats.
So many ducats.
I just need to...
Leroy?
Hmm?
I wanna attack Vinci. You know our deal from last week.
What?
Yeah, you were supposed to attack.
Wait, what about our deal, Draven?
What deal? Well, I sent you an offer and you declined it, so the war continues.
Like Draven, I thought we had a deal.
We have, but you refused the peace
You
deal.
know what?
I'm
I have
afraid he's
decided
altering
my
the deal.
graduation,
Pray
will
he
not
won't
enter
alter it any
country.
further.
But I will educate you and make you a good boy from now on. You will never be impolite again, and you will be nice.
Was I ever not nice?
Yes, when you attacked me. Remember that? That was a shameful time.
Shame for this prey.
Our troops are running from the battlefield.
My favorite one was from the Medieval 2, the Byzantine one. Our defeat looks almost like a sultan. What?
My favorite from Medieval 2 were the German general speeches.
No, my favorite were the... because if you selected a unit, it would yell its troop type.
Yeah.
So if you like heavy infantry and so on. Except for the German knights who would just yell their own name.
No,
German
that is-
knights!
Wow, he actually gave me money.
Oh. And now Kiri.
Bengal is truly based.
Get money.
It's too late.
No!
Oh, hello?
You should have bet on the stock market while it was still
Why?
possible.
What is the Dakat thing?
Kirai. 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 Kirai.
What?
So you are subbing me, and you are supposed to increase your subsidies.
You're already making money. with Max Merz. What are you going to spend this money on?
Well, I want to build some manufacturers.
Of course.
Same.
Leroy.
Hmm.
Well, can you join the war?
No.
You will be
Why
too busy fighting Incas or something like
I
this.
can send condos.
Okay,
Leroy, why are
please
you
do.
denying this man one good game as Brittany?
Send the condos, Mr. Leroy.
If Leroy gets condos, I want condos from Prussia.
Leroy gets condos. Prussia sent me condos.
I will
Can
just
we
need to
impose?
think.
Okay, so where was I? Ah, yeah.
Right.
Alright, I have to do this.
Hahaha, betrayed by your own ally.
How is that betrayal?
Great Britain betraying someone? Who would have thought? Oh,
Haha, stack wiped.
I could not believe it.
Netherlands, you wanna go to
the
Central
Eternal
Asia?
Anglo strikes again.
What did you say, Leroy?
I mean, not like his troops were any good, but still, you know, it saddens me.
Okay. Looks like there's a whole bunch of British reinforcements coming. The front line is kind of collapsing for both sides in a kind of this wave-ish way in both directions, but I think Britain is going to overtake the French in the end, even though the French were getting some good rolls by the end. Also, is anyone listening in chat at all? I did a few things with audio record, audio options. I want to make sure if it sounds good. Anyone out there? Make yourself heard. Or I'll just ping someone. Okay. So Brittany, oh, it's actually taking a loan. He is losing some money somehow. Oh, it's because of the reinforcements. He will be positive once he reinforces all of his troops. Did he take the noble? Oh yeah. He did, and he's out of manpower. Is he building? Yes, he is building cannons. Okay. Nice. Need to be making sure that no other wars are happening. Great Britain and all the colonies left the war. So it's only Brittany versus France right now. And now that Brittany is going to have a full back row of cannons, things might be looking a bit different. But we'll see. If France has discovered the magic mercenary button, not yet. Oh wait, no, he did. Yeah, he must have. Yeah, he only has 4 possible mercs more, but that's fine. Yes, let me see. 120k regiments, so about 110k men. Where are they? Okay, so here's 20, 40, 100. Yeah, okay. So 110,000 soldiers versus the Brittany's 70, 80. Oh, about. Oh, he's getting to a bit over 100 as well. Actually, they're going to be more or less equal. But there's also the manpower recovery, which is 200 more for France. They both have it rather small, so I don't think it's going to be significant either way. The French do have the 30k particularists though, which is, and also the 37 here, which is going to be pretty annoying, because that's a lot of manpower lost. Even if you just throw mercenaries at them, France actually has to care about money but they haven't taken a single loan yet. Britain has taken 23, but I think most of it is from before they started being subsidized by Ottomans. Okay, nice. I just lowered the FX, and also I think I lowered a bit everything except my own voice. Okay, good to know it's getting better slowly. And also there's war in Asia. I think it's just started, the Japanese reconquest of Hamhung, which I believe is the... oh no, it's the province next to the mountain fort. There's not much preventing them from retaking the fort right now. Oirat already taken the max loans, which is an interesting move. I have to wonder if Japan would be really able to occupy the majority of the Oirat's land. Who is fighting this war? So it's Japan versus Oirat, Yunnan, and Mughals who are part of this war, but being part of it and fighting in it are two different things. So there's 45k going to China. Honestly, it's 90k. Okay, that's significant. So basically, Mughals are sending an army that's almost like 15 less than all of Japanese forces. And also there's the, what's it, 70k? Yeah, 70k of Oirat, even though he has a lot of cavalry. And he's no longer a horde. He's a kingdom now. What is he recruiting? More cavalry. Okay. Does have a lot of cavalry compatibility bonuses, but I just don't like cavalry. And what is Yunnan doing? Yunnan is out of this war. Okay, fair. Honestly, if Mughals help with those 90k, then it's going to be a quite even fight already. I mean, for the purposes of this war, I suppose... oh, well, it's not really... it's only 100k manpower. That's not that much, honestly. And it's pure manpower troops, so... like, 3-4 battles and they could be running out, honestly. They are recovering 2,000 each month. And he's up to his force limit with 100, so he's keeping 200,000 in India and Persia, protecting his borders. Taiwan is also in this war, so actually Taiwan... yeah, Netherlands are not in this war. Let's check if Great Britain is. Great Britain is also not in this war. So it's basically only Japan. So the Taiwanese fleet might actually be able to do something relevant for this war. Okay, Japan has already taken over the mountain fort, which is the most important one as it's the gateway to Korea. And basically the most important thing they want to take back to give themselves a good defensive line. And if they could take another fort somewhere to give them time to reinforce this one. And also the good dev provinces in the northern China. That is recruiting quite a bit of troops. I like that he took all the loans, but maybe he did this a bit too early. Because sometimes people don't do this at all and then it's kind of bad, but I'm not sure. He will be paying more money because of the interest. Not that much, honestly, though. There's another war, which is Inca is conquering Huila. Where is it? Oh, so it might be actually a real war, I suppose. Quick look at the... oh, looks like the Bretons managed to defeat another French army. And yeah, so the French are 26 in the debt, and Britain is only 2.6. But he did what is it called? Did consolidate his regiments. So he lost a bunch of regiments, but they're full of manpower. 26 cannons, and the current combat width is 30, so he's still lacking 4. And France has a bit above the combat width, to be honest. Looks like Data is still brain dead, sitting in France with the 21k. Honestly, it's starting to look kinda bad for France. He's starting to take the first loans, and he isn't losing that much money yet, even with full reinforcements. He's only paying a little below 100. But he's missing a lot of men. He should recruit all the 4k available. And Japan took another fort in Shenyang, just a grasslands fort, but now grasslands are not as bad for Japan, because before Oirat was getting the shock phase bonuses on grasslands and steppes and farmlands. Right now it's basically even, just not counting the slight defender's advantage. And now Japanese troops are going for Beijing. Where are the Mongol troops? Where are they? That's the good question. Looks like Mughals are having a little sidestep, conquering the Kazakh, which doesn't have a single province above 10 dev, but I mean, it's something. Might as well at least deny giving your enemy the zone, because Ruthenia doesn't mind Bedland artillery, stacking up all the pre-dev provinces. Oh, okay. Actually, Mughals are getting there already. Let's see how they fare. They have decent discipline and okay morale. I think that's slightly higher than Japan. Okay, Japan is withdrawing. Not that great infantry combat ability. They have any shock bonuses? Or like fire? No, it's only from professionalism. Not that I see. Oh yeah, here's the plus 10 shock damage, which is something. Yeah, by far a lower morale, but higher infantry combat ability for the Japanese. So it's 4.86. Mongol had 5.22. Yeah, that's pretty significant difference. Oh, looks like are the Pacific nations going to do something about the Incas? Or are they just going to let them siege? Oh, it's over already? Wait, what? Oh, they're taking over the colonies? Yep. I mean, I don't think there's much Taiwan and Malaya can do on land in South America versus Incas. Incas are not strong as a land-based nation, but they have 86k, 5 morale, which is actually pretty decent, and almost 20 discipline. That's actually not that bad. They are a bit behind on ideas though. Yeah, Taiwan has 15k. It's not really relevant, and Malaya does almost have 100k troops, but first thing you need to have enough transports, so he can only fare 36k for the Pacific, or at least land in South America with the 36. He could land them first, like in Raspani, or actually it's Iceland's island. Okay, so looks like Japan just withdrawn. I guess he's going to be defending the Molten Fort. It does make sense because right now the Oirat plus Mughals have the double his numbers. I think he's recruiting more. Oh, did someone... What happened? What? No surrender here. No surrender here. And it looks like the French were beaten once again. But the thing is, the Bretons are not pushing, as of yet at least. So he's not upgrading his unit. Which is it? Oh, it's just cavalry, so it's irrelevant. Luckily for him, he's not using any cavalry units. Oh, it's Hotjain. Is it Nuhak? Oh no, it's Monkey Man. What is Monkey Man going to... Oh, I guess Kirei disconnected and now Monkey Man is going to be playing Ottomans. Okay, fair. So that hopefully means there's going to be a big war in the Eastern Europe. Looks like Monkey Man is coming to play Ottomans. Nice. We have a look, yeah. What? Oh, the Provence player is coming. I'm like 30 minutes late. Honestly, not that bad. Sometimes we started around this time. Mughals were building a lot of manufacturers and they still have 2k in bank. Right now there's the war with Britain versus France, basically going 1v1. I'm going to check because there were some talks about the Hanoverian condottieri going to one side or another. Let me take a quick look. Or maybe better yet at Hanover. Hanover is... Oh, it's just Rebels, okay. I thought he's rising his maintenance, so I was wondering if... The French are not fighting the rebels though. That's actually kind of a problem. And let me take a quick look. No, it doesn't look like they have any condottieri. And there's the 4 stacks of rebels running around France and just conquering everything. They are only like French nobles and peasants, particularly, so they're only going to be increasing the autonomy, so that's not a big deal. But it's still lowering his income, lowering his loan cap, even though it's already lowered because he's... Oh, wait, he's not receiving his money from the Netherlands. What? What? Right now, France is receiving significantly less than Brittany. Which admittedly, Brittany is receiving 3/4 or like 3/5 of his income from Ottomans. What's going on with trade? Now suddenly Britain is making a lot of cash with trade. There's more money in Sevilla than in English Channel. What's going on? Yeah, Britain is making... Oh yeah, the Dutch player just realized it as well. Right, it's... Yep. Okay, now everything is back to normal. That was weird. Okay, so now the Bretons were trying to siege a fort, but now they're retreating. It is a forest fort. Only level 2 though. France doesn't really believe in level 3 forts, or 4, I mean. Quick look at Asia. Oh, and looks like Japan... Oh, damn, I missed it. Japan managed to win...
Hello, Byzantic.
Oh, hi, finally you made it. Looks like the Mughals were beaten back and also pieced out. So basically right now there's a war in Asia, Japan versus Oirat. Mughals were helping Oirat for a second, but looks like after one defeat they pieced out. And right now Oirat are just probably going to get wrecked by Japan. There's the Breton-French war still going on. And looks like there's going to be another battle. With the Breton cannons being exposed to the French. Let's see if they make it.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you,
Oh, nice.
Are you watching the stream or are you going to
Yes,
hot join?
I'm watching the stream.
Okay.
Don't want to interrupt the game now.
Yeah. Nice of you. Looks like this time the French might be having the upper hand in this battle. A lot of the Breton cannons have retreated before the real battle started. So that was a really bad battle for the Bretons. They're getting kicked back again. No one is able to make any progress in this war. Also, another change from what usually was going on, there's no Nuhak on Ottomans, but Monkeymen instead.
Ah, alright.
The
So,
thing is-
Brittany against France.
Yep. Before, the Great Britain was also involved, but he pieced out just at the beginning of the session. Important note, Britain is receiving 164 ducats of subsidies from the Ottomans. So, you know, that's balancing things. Especially that France, for some reason, stopped receiving his subsidies from the Netherlands. So he's making only 50 ducats. I'm not sure how that happened, but that's the reality we live in.
How many loans can both of them take?
Yeah, that's the thing. The Brittany has taken already almost 30 loans and can take 26 more, so he's more than halfway in bankruptcy, but he's not going to be taking that many loans now because he's getting so much money from the Turks.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, France has only taken now like 6 loans, But because I think he's still giving all his trade to, yeah, he's giving all his trade to Netherlands. And even if he was receiving subsidies, the subsidies are not increasing the loan cap.
Yes.
So he can only take 28 loans. So he's not that far from going bankrupt as well, to be honest. But oh, what's going on?
But his army is far stronger.
It's not that like the French lost. I don't know, like 3 battles before the Bretons won like 3 or something like this battles in Iberia before the French pushed them back. But right now it's looking kind of bad for the Bretons, because they're going to.
Yep.
They might be losing their second fort if they don't do something quick. Also, the numbers are looking kind of bad for the Bretons. What happened? Oh, he could. Oh, no. Okay, now he's recruiting 21k mercenaries. With which the numbers should get about even. But another problem that the French have is they're not really able to deal with the rebels. Oh, looks like the AI data is fighting the rebels for some reason. What? It is an AI, right? Yep, okay. I thought it was brain dead because it was just sitting not doing anything, but now it's sieging the French rebels, so okay. But you can see that all of Italy is being occupied by rebels. All of the forts are getting occupied.
Yeah.
And most of them are like particularists, so it's not that bad. They're not going to separate, but it is hitting his country, like manpower recovery and everything.
Yes. So France needs to end this war quickly.
Yeah, he might do this. Toledo is dryland, so the Bretons are not going to get the fort advantage they would get from the they had with the previous battles when they were winning. Japan is crushing Oirat as expected. Now that the Mughals have abandoned them.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah. Like, Mughals sent 90k of their 300,000 army. And after one lost battle they just left. It's not worth their time. Also, Inca started a war over the Taiwanese colonies, and they've just taken them with the, the Baton Seas colony. And now they can't really be fighting because Incas have domination over the land, and the Taiwanese, who's their ally Malaya, have the second biggest navy in the world after Great Britain.
Yeah, Malaya is strong on the navy.
56. Yeah, only 4 less heavies than Great Britain. Oh, looks like the Bretons didn't want to fight for La Mancha, but instead retake Burgos, which is a better fort. But it didn't work out. Right now it looks like the Bretons have the numbers advantage.
Yeah, they used a lot of mercenaries.
Yeah, but they have like 20k more overall. Looks like the French are trying to hit the weaker stack. As you can see, the Bretons have actually higher morale than the French.
Wow.
Yeah, because I think he got some lucky events. Yeah, the army reform plus 20%.
But the French discipline, though.
Yeah. Plus 15 discipline is nothing to mock at. And Bretons retreated surprisingly fast. I think because he didn't engage with his cannons at the start. They want to continue the fight. France has 39 cannons in his army. When the combat width right now is 30, so at most 30 cannons can fight. That's not really most efficient, but yeah, because the main Breton fighting stack has withdrawn without losing much morale, so that's why he's going so fast back into the fight. And now he's going to catch the French reinforcement stack without the cannons. This will be a weird battle. It will be defensive for Brittany either way, because they will be fighting on the fort. And the French didn't switch to their better general.
Oh, they're going in with the main stack.
Yeah. This might be a bit ambitious for the French, honestly. They are getting good rolls. Let's see if the Bretons weren't a bit too slow. No, they're going to make it.
But the front line of the Brittany is...
They lost all the cannons though.
Anymore.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's only infantry. But the French are breaking. Okay. The last cannon with like... that one cannon had like 3 morale.
That was fucking close.
Oh no.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
Disaster for the French.
On the Christmas, the French got stack wiped.
Stack wiped.
24th of December, and they have 6,500 of men left, and I think that's their whole army.
Damn.
Oh no, they have 2k in the Catalan, but that's not that much. He can be recruiting mercs, but that's going to be expensive, and he's still 27k in debt with manpower. And no cannons.
And economic problems.
Yeah. At least now the Bretons have some problems with their rebels.
They also have some.
Actually, I think the French are starting to stab hit. Oh, 20 war exhaustion for the Bretons.
France also on 13.
Yeah. Looks like the Bretons are giving the peace offer to France. Very generous for the Brittany. But right now the French can stab hit the Bretons. At least for a few more rounds. Oh, looks like there's a war in China. It's Yunnan versus Ayutthaya, and Ayutthaya, as being the aggressor, is supported by Malaya and the Netherlands to the naval powers. But because the Yunnan land army is not of the highest quality, I think that the Dutch and Malaysian troops can hold their own against the Chinese.
Looks bad for them.
Yep. The Yunnan does have an income of France though, so that's something. 71k, yeah, it's not looking great. And he has defensive ideas and a few starters from quality. Meanwhile, Ayutthaya is almost finished with his 4th idea group, which is not that bad. The problem is Ayutthayan ideas are terrible. Here he has the +1 diplomat, +20 trade range. God.
Nothing of military use.
He has like the -15 mercenary maintenance and plus the national manpower modifier. So it's, I guess, something, but that's...
That doesn't win you the battle or the war.
Yeah, that's true. Also, I heard that mercenary maintenance doesn't work the way you'd think. So you'd think that with -15% that would reduce the cost by 15%, but because the mercenaries' base maintenance is 250% of normal maintenance.
Oh.
Yeah, that the way the Paradox does math means that it only reduces the cost by like 7.5, even less, like 6%.
Yes.
So yeah, that's not great. Looks like Yunnan is going to try a big battle versus the Dutch and Netherlands troops. They don't have any cannons though. Not that Yunnan has that many. And he's reinforcing very fast. They might actually be able to win this.
Well, they have the numbers, and the quality is actually not that far behind.
It is 5 discipline and 0.4 morale behind Malaya of all the countries.
Yeah.
But they're going to win this battle, and if they push them hard right now, they might be able to do some stack wipes. Because it's all like naval invasions or from single provinces that Malaya took from Japan, I think. The problem is in the long run they're not doing anything about the Ayutthaya threat.
Yep, they have many fronts. Do the
Damn,
Dutch
he's-
own Taiwan?
Yep, they took it last session.
Oh.
It was the Japanese, Netherlands and Great Britain war versus the all of East Asia basically. Japan got saved by Great Britain, the Royal Navy. Looks like the Yunnan troops are kind of confused, going one way and back. Let's see if they catch the small Netherlands stack. They might catch the 2k and that's it.
2000 were saved.
Yeah, the Dutch Dunkirk.
East Asian Dunkirk.
Yeah, it looks like the Britons are kind of struggling with retaking their own lands.
Still working on that fort, and the French are coming back.
Yeah. And the French now have 70k, which is still much more than when they came to Iberia last time with like 100k. But Britannia only has 44 here and 20 in the Galicia region. They are fighting on -1 fort with the crossing penalty though.
-2.
Yep, so that's like fighting in the mountain fort, and they're not getting the best rolls.
Brittany has more discipline now.
No, they're still 2% behind.
Yeah, but before I think they only.
Yeah,
had
he had like a lot less. That's true. If the Breton player was a bit faster and he actually put his best general on this stack, I think he might have been able to win this.
Yeah.
So that's too bad for him.
Now he probably loses that fort again.
Yeah, he did manage to take it, but now the French are just going to assault the walls
Weak garrison.
and instantly take this fort. Though that means that now the French numbers have lowered significantly. And they still have 30k regular troops in their army. Looks like they're going for some fairly ambitious battle. And it's Highlands with crossing penalty. And they're going all in with all their troops. They did manage to avoid the crossing with their 5 maneuver general.
Yes. So
That's some good hits for the Bretons.
very close battle. The French
Yeah,
line.
yeah, the French are collapsing, and they're going back, and that's how it was going for the last half an hour. Just French getting kicked in Iberia and the Bretons being kicked in France. They cannot really push one side or the other. Meanwhile, in China, looks like Yuan managed to push back the naval nation's invasion in Fujian, let's say. And let's see if he tries to contest the Ayutthaya troops. Ayutthaya has here like over 100k.
They have a lot of troops.
Yeah, like 120k. And meanwhile, Yunnan, even with the 8k, barely has over 100. He is recruiting more cannons though, so that's good. He could be recruiting a few more thousands of mercenaries. He is a bit over force limit already.
Yeah.
And if I were him, I would already take all the loans I could, just before my loan limits get even more lowered by the occupations. Is he receiving any? Maybe that's why he has so much money, because he received the donation from someone. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, also there's the 25k of his March Belgium.
Let's go, Asian Belgium.
Yeah, and let me see, because it's a custom nation, so it might have a pretty decent ideas. Well, they are decent, but not for fighting though. And he has espionage, okay.
And only quantity.
If he was fighting a defensive battle on a nice fort, then Yunnan might be able to win this. Also depends on the general. He has a 4-2. And Ayutthaya has a 4-3, so slightly better, but not that much in the big picture. Okay, looks like Britain is now focusing on retaking his own lands.
He has the fort again.
Yep. The French also, I think, reduced a bit the number of the rebels, but I wonder if they're just doing this with accepting their demands. His average autonomy is almost 40% in every province.
He probably accepted the particularists.
Yeah. And before he accepted peasants as well. So right now the autonomy is through the roof. Yeah, it's 23 for Brittany, so half of the French average autonomy. Okay, looks like Yunnan is actually going for battle. It's going to be possibly crossing penalty for the Chinese. Ayutthaya is not putting all his cannons in one stack, but Yunnan as well is not reinforced, is not attacking with one stack. He's actually putting everything at once. And they're getting kind of destroyed because his best general is in the last stack that's coming. Oh no. He does have higher morale and only like 10 less discipline. Yeah, this battle is more or less over.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Did something new start? It's like Great Britain is at war with Caribbean Federation, which is their colony. So the Caribbean Federation is fighting for its independence, and its allies are the Incas and Iceland. And the Iceland's fleet is fighting the heavy fleet of Great Britain, who has no leader, which is giving a great advantage to the Iceland's fleet, who has a 6-6 general.
The British Navy is put to shame by the Icelandic one.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Iceland has almost 3 points of morale more. Yeah, the British got destroyed in this naval battle. And it's like all of their heavies. They have 20 heavies left. I mean, it's kind of
for the Icelandic.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the British fault because they could easily afford many more heavies, but they got kind of lazy and allowed Iceland, which is like, let's see, what's their income? Less than half of the British income, to catch up to them in heavies, and because they have like this special build for naval country, they actually have a big advantage in quality.
Yeah.
Not to mention that the Caribbean Federation probably has a few heavies on its own. Let me see. Or actually, no, he has 11 transports and that's it. So not that great. But yeah, unless Great Britain heavily invests into some heavies, it's not going to be able to do anything in the Caribbean.
Heavily invests into heavies.
Yeah. Oh, also France and Japan and Netherlands and Sweden, a lot of nations are helping Great Britain, so maybe they can do something. Like maybe what the British could do is invade from North America on Iceland and force him out of this war, and then
the Dutch are already in Mexico.
yeah, it's their colony.
Yes.
Actually, they have a fair bit of troops in
Their
there.
own troops.
But that means fighting Incas, who are not that strong when it comes to being Latin nations. They have like not even 100k men, but still they have decent morale and overall decent quality, so they should be doing pretty well versus the British and Dutch troops. Oh, Japan took basically what they had before all of Asia started fighting them. So
Nice for them.
Korea plus the... No, it's actually... Hui is a vassal of Oirat, Wei is a vassal of Japan, and Wu is a vassal of Japan as well. Yeah, it looks like the Yunnan struggles to prevent movement forward by Ayutthaya. They've taken another fort in Canton.
But they are not pushing more.
They are sieging their capital.
Oh yeah, there in the north.
Oh, it looks like the Britons managed to push the border fort of France. Yeah, it looks like the French were defeated in another battle. And bankruptcy is looming for the French because their loan limit is so low and they're still not receiving any money from the Dutch despite still giving them their trade power. So the French are not getting any money from trade themselves but giving all of it to the Netherlands, and the Dutch are not giving anything back. And he has taken all of the possible mercenaries. And still it's only 60k men.
I think that's gonna be a win for Brittany.
Yep. And he's almost 10k in debt with manpower, but still almost has 100k. Despite, I wonder if the Bretons don't have even higher manpower recovery. Yeah, right now Bretons have higher manpower recovery than the French. Yeah, so it looks like the Imperialists, which is the Great Britain and Dutch, are invading the Icelandic Mexico. Yeah, and the Incas are preparing to defend the Icelandic Columbia. Also, there's a war in South America, actually. There's quite a lot of Dutch and British troops in there.
Opening up multiple fronts.
Yeah, it's a world war, actually. Maybe like Pan-American war. I mean, if you look at the diplomatic map mode, that's quite a lot of the nations involved. And also Japan. I'm not sure how big of a delay there is in the stream. Like 30 seconds, 20?
I think it's less. It's
Okay,
only like
okay, that's
10,
nice.
10 or so. Or even 5. It's not a lot, definitely.
That's nice. Looks like the Dutch are trying to push into the Incas on their own. Let's see how they do. The Incas have an okay general compared to the Dutch at least. Yeah, and they have 10 more discipline, but actually their morale is lower. I think they ran out of an event or something because they used to have higher morale. And they will be losing this battle versus the Dutch. Are they behind on technology or something? Because
Even
they
without
lost kind of badly. Yep, they're one behind in tech. Let's see what the Incas are missing. And nothing that important, to be honest. It's only +1 cavalry shock and supply limit +50%. So that's very nice for your manpower during fighting wars, but not really relevant during battles. And at the same time, the Dutch are fighting in China, so that's quite a lot of multitasking. Yeah, their Dutch finger is in every pie in the world. The Chinese actually managed to defend their capital for the time being, so that's something.
Oh wow, yes.
But they are being cut into the two parts, and unfortunately the part they're stuck in is the much poorer one. The coast is where the money is at.
Yeah.
I think the Incas maybe started this war a bit too passively, because I mean it was them that declared it. They did manage to catch the British fleet completely unaware with no leader, so that was a crushing defeat for the British. But now actually on land, it's not looking that great for them. And how many troops does the Caribbean Federation have? 15k.
That's not a lot.
Nope. Also, there's a player on 13 colonies. I'm surprised he didn't join the rebels. I mean, he could become the United States. Yeah, if he only was independent. He is not fighting though. Yeah, so right here the British have 30, about 50k, which does mean that the rebels have an advantage in Mexico. There's going to be a battle with the Netherlands troops and the Mexican AI versus the
Netherlands don't have a general in there.
Yep. There is one coming though, but
From the British.
yeah, and it's about the same. And they did manage to prevent the stack wipe. The Iceland has a surprisingly high morale, being 6.3, which is a full point above the Dutch one and British one. So actually the Icelandic troops might be slightly better than the Incas somehow. Yeah, 6.3. And Incas don't even have 5. That's quite impressive. Iceland does have 10 less discipline points. Oh, he's Defender of Faith. I wonder, is Iceland... Yeah, Iceland is focusing their advisor on discipline. Oh, looks like Incas did manage to win a battle versus the Dutch. the war in like Central South America is going to be very annoying because of the long time it takes for an army to cross from one province to another.
Big provinces.
Yeah, it's very hard to time your attacks and reinforcements right. Yeah, it looks like the Bretons managed to take another fort just in farmlands. And the French army is trying to pull some kind of flanking maneuver despite being outnumbered almost 2-1 and being close to bankruptcy. Actually, we might be witnessing the bankruptcy in like 2 months, unless he cancels the trade deal right now.
The army's gonna engage.
Yep. No, the general is basically the same. The Bretons, yeah, the Bretons did engage with all of their army at once though, which okay, but that's some good rolls. Yeah, and the French are being crushed.
They are dead.
The French really need some Joan of Arc kind of miracle right now because, I mean, the Bretons are getting to Orleans. Okay, here's the unconditional surrender. That's the miracle they decided they're going to take.
Surrender.
Yep. Let's see what the Britons take for themselves. I think they mostly wanted Barcelona because they needed to form Spain.
Do they still need something from Provence?
I don't think so. Yeah, they took Barcelona plus the border forts, which is very nice for them and for their future defense. The Bretons are really wrecked by this war as well, though. Unless like the Ottomans do not stop the subsidies for the next 5 to 10 years, then they're fine. But otherwise, it's going to be kind of bad.
Yeah.
They still have a lot of loans they need to repay. Yeah, 7.5k. Is going to be able to flip to Catalan. Castilian. Yeah, it should be fairly easy. Okay, let's see how the Americas are doing. Incas got defeated in the north again.
That was a 20,000k stack before.
Yep.
They lost a lot of troops there.
Yeah, actually that's kind of weird because their morale is rather low, so they shouldn't be staying in a fight long enough to actually lose that many men. That must have been... Maybe they didn't recover or something? Like lost 2 battles in a row?
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, I think it's Yunnan right now. Yep, Yunnan is unconditional. It was actually doing fairly well, but there's 70k more Italian troops. I wonder how are they going to split Yunnan between each other. I suppose the trade node, all of the trade is going to go to Malaya and the Hainan. But what will the Dutch get out of this? Maybe Macau? No, actually, Shanxi is an independent nation. I thought it was a vassal of someone. look at Mexico. The war is a mess in here. Looks like Iceland lost a battle or two because their army is quite beaten up.
Oh yeah, only 11k.
Radiax doesn't know how to salute. I wonder if the Dutch and British know what they're actually fighting, meaning like they have the maps. Okay, the Dutch do. And the British as well. So actually it's only Incas who have no idea what are they fighting. Because they only see the coast of Mexico.
Yep.
It is very annoying to fight without knowing where are your troops going. Okay, so it looks like the Dutch are taking Canton and Malaya is taking only one province, with the, I think, majority going to Ayutthaya, taking parts of the more or less Vietnam.
And Yunnan is also going to lose some of South Indochina there to rebels.
Oh yeah, there's already there. Yep. Yeah, I think the Yunnan player mentioned something about leaving, so I don't think he's going to stay for long. Mostly because he's only allied to Oirat, and they are two like the sick men of Asia. Actually, Ayutthaya managed to recover quite nicely because once it was too in a very bad spot, but it's getting better. Feeling ideas. Still, it's making only like 1/3 of what Bengal is making, but that's what you get when you're in the China wave, like the worst trade node in the world, going only to Malacca.
Really poor provinces.
Well, it's not. They're not really poor, especially on the coast. There are some decent ones. They are. A lot of them are jungle and so on. It's not great. Bengal just recruiting something. Bengal is recruiting a bunch of cannons and troops. Ah, but this may be because he was up to his manpower limit. Just like the India tripartite pact is going to break anytime soon. Before I go to America, let me take a quick look at Europe if anything is going anytime soon. Because right now the only AI left in... Wait, what? There's no Great Britain?
Did he drop?
Yeah, it looks like it, but I'm not sure when.
Oh.
And the Oirat player left as well. It's actually kind of important. If he was trying to rejoin, they would pause the game, because that's... Russia did just raise its maintenance and it doesn't have any rebels. So I wonder what was the reason for that. Yeah, the problem is Great Britain is the war leader for the war in America, so the rebels could just try to snipe a nice victory. just from the AI. Because they are winning the war on paper, despite winning more battles.
Yep. Were those the last Icelandic troops?
I'm going to check in a second, but looks like there's another battle going on in South America. I think it's a mountain fort, so the Dutch might be in for a surprise. And they have no cannons. The Incas actually barely have any as well. The British are not reinforcing. They don't mind.
Yeah, that's the win for the Incans.
Yeah, now they're going to be able to snipe that AI stack. So a nice win for the Incas in the south. But yeah, the problem is in the north, there's like 60k of the Imperial troops. Iceland has 6 left at this point. He will be recovering at least a bit because he does have some mercenaries and he could be recruiting more. And Caribbean Federation is recruiting a whole bunch of more troops. They're going to be joining the Mexican forces. Yeah, so if they use their advantage versus AI, well, they might be able to at least defend. The problem is they don't have any forts in all of Mexico.
Dutch reinforcements are there. There are now 40k.
Yep.
Dutch, probably some units from China.
Actually, that's a good question. How many Dutch troops are in transit? Wait, what? Oh no, that's Dutch Mexico. Okay. I was thinking, do the Dutch have no navy at all? Oh, looks like they're going straight for a battle versus the Incas and the remaining Icelandic troops. And Great Britain AI might be actually going for a reinforce. Going to reinforce. The Incas have far superior general and better terrain.
The British are coming.
Yeah, it might be pretty close. Both front lines are collapsing. Oh, it's close. The British are standing strong. And with the help of the reinforcement, the
with the British.
Dutch managed to win. Actually, the
Icelandic were in Europe.
Oh yeah, they're pirating, I think, because they destroyed the heavy ships, so they're just styling on them, blockading the Great Britain with their heavies. They're not really blockading the Netherlands though.
I think they should try to land on the Netherlands.
Yeah, there are no troops in the Netherlands. 0. And actually the forts are not as good as I thought. They didn't upgrade their forts. Neither did the British though. British only have like 25k in Europe. But I think, yeah, France and Sweden are also in this war. And while French only have 8k right now. Are they bankrupt actually? No, they are not. What? Did someone repay their loans? Because that would be kind of fast for a bankruptcy.
Subsidies?
They had subsidies from the Dutch, which they should be receiving throughout the whole war, but for some reason they didn't. Yeah, and the Ottoman subsidies for Brittany are over. Actually, it's the Bretons who have the higher debt right now. I think that someone in Europe paid for the French. Maybe I wonder if I can check it in the relationships. Yeah, the Netherlands took on debt from France.
Yeah. Yep.
Repaid it in full. So maybe that was the deal, that France will not receive any subsidies, but they will be reimbursed by taking all the loans. Yeah, here's the problem. He's 50k of the rebels, and there's 26, 50, 70, over 100k of the Imperials. I think they really should withdraw into like the Panama Canal. Like Panama, actually. There's no canal yet.
They could hold that, or try to.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Incas are doing okay in the south, but they need like another 25k stack. Looks like there's another fight between their navies, and for some reason the British do not have a leader again.
The Icelandic navy has so much more morale.
Yep. Also, there were no heavies for the British. I think it was like a accident. Oh, it's because the AI did the naval invasion on Cuba, which is kind of bad for the.
Yeah, that's bad for the rebels.
Yeah, and they're also getting cut off by the AI. I mean, it's still not being played.
British AI making moves.
Yeah, like clearly. And 13 colonies are. Yeah, they're actually fighting right now on the front. Yeah, and the Caribbean Federation has to withdraw to be able to retake their main island. I think there's a battle coming on. But the Incas are fighting in the jungle. They do have a very nice leader. And some decent rolls. And for some reason all the British troops kind of vanished. Only the Americans are left.
Yeah, the Incans are gonna pull that off.
Yeah, they just made it in time. This 12k might be... They're not going to make it, so it looks like the Incas are going to be able to just win barely this battle.
Yep.
Despite being outnumbered like 2-1. Pulling a miracle victory.
That was really nice for them.
Yep, and because the British are AI, they're not going to be able to put much resistance to getting sniped by being kind of sneaky with all the flanking. It's not going to help when they're going to be isolated. And the Incas catching another stack of colonial troops. They all have more morale than Incas. How is that possible? Now Mughals are turning on Oirat. That Yeren is an AI and so somehow managed to conquer Manchu. I don't think it was ever played.
I think at the very start there was a Yeren player, if I remember correctly.
So wasn't he the one who formed Manchu, or was there another how they were called, Yerchen? Manchu tribes
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The Incas are still at war with Taiwan, but I don't think Taiwan is doing anything to try and retake its colonies. He's keeping all of his ships in Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. Certainly Japanese won't catch him there. Oh, the Incas are going for another battle. It's not going too well for now. They're getting some bad rolls.
Oh, god damn it. 2
Yeah.
zeros.
And fighting in this area feels so pointless because you retake some provinces, but then you lose them again because there are no forts and you don't get any kind of permanency in taking provinces.
Yeah.
It's just one battle and you lose it all over again. The Dutch are back in force, recruiting a bunch of more, I suppose, mercenaries, right? Yep. They are at their mercenary force limit though.
Ooh.
And
50.
they are basically out of manpower. Which is also the problem because I bet you the Great Britain AI isn't recruiting as many mercenaries as it could. Oh, it's running away.
They're gonna die. Oh, what?
Actually, I think the
Oh,
AI
no.
might be able to win this. Actually, if it's retreated to like jungle or something.
Let's see.
The colonial nations have a decent morale. Yeah, the colonials are going to win. It was kind of close though. And going for a stack wave probably. And boom. Already 500,000 dead in this war, not counting a lot of attrition. Mostly the Dutch. Oh, looks like... oh yeah, the war is over.
Ooh.
I wonder if it was... they managed to peace out only because the Great Britain was an AI and they kind of forced it out. Because it was... AI thought it was losing badly. And yeah, Great Britain could still recruit 40k more mercenaries. Oh god, the AI is going for a grand rearming of the Empire. Actually, let me see if... oh, looks like Myth actually did abandon Great Britain and it's free for anyone to jump on. Yeah, it's free to take Great Britain right now. Oh, looks like Ray is going to be jumping on Great Britain, possibly. I'm checking the Discord.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Alex Brumbart will join on pause.
The Great Britain player is a little bit salty.
Yep. I mean, like Caribbean Federation is one of his weakest colonies anyway, so it's... Even assuming they lost this war, which I'm honestly not so sure. if that would ever happen, because I think over time the Dutch and British could just overwhelm the natives and Caribbean Federation just with merc numbers. And it was the one place that the colonial nations would actually fight. Damn, AI is going for some AIs already. Hi Justinian, are you like a player from this group, or with a different nick, or just a random new guy? Oh, hi. So basically it's in our times right now. A giant war in all of America has just ended. And hopefully next thing that's going to be happening is something in Europe. One can hope. There's someone in chat. Actually, you can see this because you're watching the stream, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I saw that. Man.
Yeah, Prussia was raising his maintenance for some reason, but now it's back down, and it wasn't for some rebels.
I hope Ruthenia will die someday.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were losing the last war they were fighting with Hungary. Like, maybe it would take 10 more years. I don't know if you saw that. It was a giant war with Ruthenia and Prussia versus the rest of Europe, basically. And Ruthenia managed to capture almost all of Hungary in the first push, but then Ottomans joined in and pushed Ruthenia out of Hungary. Then they got kind of stalemate in the Carpathians. But I think over time the Ruthenian troops would be grinded to dust. It would take a long time though, because let me see how much they managed to improve in just the last hour. They have like 100k more manpower than last time I saw, and like 1k more manpower regeneration.
Damn.
The income is actually kind of not that great. It's kind of standing in the 250. Ottomans already have 100 ducats more of income. Even Hungary has more income. I wonder if it's mostly because of trade.
He kept the Polish ideas, right?
Yeah, he's still on Polish ideas. Yes, he's collecting in both. So he's collecting from Kiev as his secondary trade node, despite the fact that it actually has more money than Krakow. Actually, it's not that much of a difference. Yeah, I think because he keeps Prussia alive, he cannot get a good trade node in like Baltics maybe, or even Lubeck, which is kind of holding back Ruthenia. At least when it comes to income. And I'd expect all his advisors to be level 5. Yeah, Hungary is using all level 5 advisors.
Hungary has all the gold mines.
Yeah, that's true. But Hungarian and Ruthenian income is basically the same. And it's actually only Hungary that's using the +5 advisors. Oh, and the Netherlands are using most. Yeah, I mean, Germany cannot really form right now because, as you can see, Hungary controls all of Austria. Plus the Prussia and Hanover, while they're kind of friends because they are allied, one of them would have to die for Germany to form. And it's like why they separated is like 200 years of history of different alliance blocks supporting each other. So I don't think there's either had a real shot at forming Germany. Actually, let me see what Hanover needs. I think he only needs like Berlin. Yeah, Berlin, Rostock, and Hamburg.
Actually, not that much.
Yeah, so actually, it is possible for Hanover if he had like one good war versus Prussia. He could possibly form Germany. He actually don't need anything from Austria. Yeah, he has already Nuremberg and everything south that he could possibly need.
But he also needs admin tech 20.
Yeah, he's already getting to
18 the next
18.
moment.
Okay, quickly the force limits. Hanover has a respectable 200. Actually, his income is getting close to Hungarian and Ruthenian. The problem is his manpower is 1/4 of Ruthenian and half of Hungarian manpower. Yeah, Hanover was a very passive player throughout the whole campaign. He didn't really fight in any big wars. The biggest war that he was part in was invading Mexico, like the Aztec and Mayan natives for the Dutch and British. That was the biggest war for Hanover. Ruthenia also, the force limit didn't increase much as well. Still a little under 500. Meanwhile, Ottomans are getting to 600. Yeah, Prussia is allied with Ruthenia, which is the greatest power in the world right now. But the margin is actually getting smaller than before. About 50 or 100 years ago, Ruthenia was 4 times the second nation, but right now it's getting kind of more even again. The Mughals were building a lot of manufactories. Actually, they're focusing a bit more on the workshop right now. They have almost 500 in income.
Wow.
Yeah, but they have about the same manpower as Hanover. A bit more force limit. Vijay a bit more manpower than Mughals, a bit more force limit. Actually, Vijay is, at least on paper, stronger than Mughals. And he has a much bigger income. By like 100. And Vijay as well is building a lot of buildings. Bengal definitely the weakest of the 3 Indian nations.
Yep.
There's not much point to looking at anyone in East Asia except for Malaya, but Malaya is a naval nation, so looks like Japan might be the only one who kind of ends up being a strong nation. He's actually building a lot of forts? What?
Preparing for an invasion.
Yeah, he's building a lot of forts on all the coasts. Like, I get the forts around straits, but over here they're on farmlands, grasslands, I mean, and farmlands. He's just trying to reduce. No, there's no devastation. Yeah, it makes sense for a Justinian to be Greek. I'm gonna ask Gradiax, why is he building so many forts? Like, is he expecting anyone really to invade him? Like, who could that possibly be? Wait, what he... Oh, it's... Japan is attacking Date, and Date is allied to France, so that's why Date and Japan and France are at war right now. I wonder actually, Date had quite a bit of lands in California, and they still do. So I wonder if Japan is actually going to...
Ooh, Japan in America. That could be interesting.
Oh, actually, there is a bit of devastation that...
Quite a lot, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so apparently he's building it to reduce devastation, but I think it may be like the 14 Setsu, and Musashi might be a bit overzealous, just reducing the 18 devastation. I get building them when they have like 80%, which is going to take forever to take down and so on.
But you can develop to bring it down.
Yeah, actually it reduces it by a fair bit. But, you know, Gradiax is talking a bit too much with the min-maxers, so he probably doesn't want to spend that mana on developing not optimally. Looks like Firen, which is Bengal, is invading Yunnan. Oh yeah, there's a lot of Bengalese troops. Actually, he has a strange way of using his artillery. Because the way you want to have it is have all the artillery enough for a full combat width in like the sieging stack, because that's how many can fit on the back row and actually take part in the fight, and the artillery is not getting replaced during the battle, at least shouldn't, as long as you put enough infantry on the front line.
Yunnan is engaging.
Yep, and you actually want them from the start in the battle, because otherwise the reinforcement, the way reinforcements works in EU4 is very weird. So if you reinforce with artillery, it often can just appear on the front line instead of the back row. Let's see if I catch anything like this happening. Oh yeah, see here, see? The artillery is just appearing in the front row while reinforcing instead of the back row where there's still infantry. Actually, I was looking at Yunnan instead of Bengal, but still.
Yunnan was destroyed there.
Yeah. Bengal has 56 artillery. It's very overzealous, I'd say. It's not like there's that many forts, and they're all level 2. Except for the fort of the vassal. Yeah, it's not going to be a long war. And Champa is going to break free and
Yep.
I think if he really tried, he could have prevented it because nothing was stopping him from just building transports. And that it would take a lot of micro because you'd have to avoid getting stack wiped while you slowly move in enough troops to actually beat the rebels, but maybe he just didn't want to bother, and I do not blame him. Oh, that's one lucky fort. Standing at 80%.
I know that. I had that in my war against...
Oh, the Muscovy, yeah.
With Muscovy, yes.
Now you both belong to Ruthenia. I think Moscow is, yeah, Moscow is in Ruthenia.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like the... Is it a level 1 fort? Yeah, it's a... And somehow it's like standing for almost a year. There's a full... And a 6 siege general. Oh my god. It should fall in a month.
That general should be demoted.
But man, 6 siege, that's strong.
Wow.
Yeah, and Bengal even has access through Aitai, so if he wanted, he could just go around this fort.
Hello.
Guten Tag.
Guten
Hi,
Tag.
Crazy Axe.
How are you doing?
It's just all the interesting wars kind of ended. It's I don't know why Nev really left, because they were winning this war, I think.
Because he didn't expect Caribbean to declare
Yeah.
independence, I guess.
Did the GTX join this session?
Last session.
Last
He
session.
joined last minute last session.
Oh, okay.
He was gonna play somebody else, but then... What?
Yeah, that kind of sucks because you don't expect your colonies to actually rebel.
Yeah.
I was wondering about the forts because you have like you put the fort to every devastated province, even like those that have 15 or 6.
Yeah, but that takes like 100. It goes down by 0.08 without a fort. That's just so long.
Yeah, but you could also dev it.
Yeah, but that's wasteful deving.
See, told ya. Told ya he'd say that. You spent too much time with mid-maxers, Crazy Axe.
I mean, it costs so much more to dev. It's 20% or something. The prosperity. I actually don't know.
I mean, you lose the
It's
prosperity.
10%.
The
So you should
prosperity
dev-
bonus.
I can only dev in one state right now.
Yeah, I actually wonder how did you get the prosperity there.
Because forts. Duh. Alright, let's see if I can beat Datis Navy. But how's the war going for?
Or
You know.
oh, there's something interesting happening in Europe. Prussia versus...
Is that a real war?
No, of course not.
I mean, it's already over.
Yeah, of course not.
What did they do, though?
Let me see, it was... was it with... It was a full 15 years truce.
Show strength, probably. Check check power projection of Hanover.
Hanover was no, Hanover was not involved in this war.
Was
Oh, I
It
thought
was-
it was.
No, it was France.
I'll
Yeah, I
check power
think-
projection if it was
yeah,
a show
Prussia.
strength.
Yeah, accumulated France. Okay. France was supposed to be invading Prussia, not subjugating
So
to
sad.
them. Oh, also, France gave back all of Brittany to Brittany. I
No,
didn't
gave
notice that.
back. He got his ass kicked in the war.
Yeah, he actually surrendered.
Yeah, he unconned.
I was like, he unconned as I was talking that he needs the Joan of Arc kind of miracle, but instead he went for another kind of miracle, like
I'm still
Blitzkrieg
amazed
kind.
that this France is so weak. Has he built buildings yet? No.
Yeah, like France was on the level of Yunnan, honestly. Let me see. France is making... Oh, he's making more because of the subsidies. Like, for some reason, Netherlands didn't give him subsidies and then just repaid the loans.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, but doesn't it end up being the same, actually, in the end? Actually, kind of worse
A bit
because...
more because you need to pay interest.
interest. Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe they wanted their relations boost or something.
yeah, I don't know. You should be very proud of the Netherlands in here because they were fighting in all the continents. Like,
Yeah, but he wants to leave now though,
what?
because the pirates in the English Channel.
Well,
I mean,
then
the
we need to
British
build-
got wrecked by the pirates because they get caught without the admiral with
Yeah.
less heavies. So I mean, it's kind of
There.
their fault.
And they're what, having 60 lights privateer or something? Pirates.
Yeah, there's 60.
It's not that
Icelandic
much, to be
ships.
honest.
It's 11%. Come on. It's still
was
making
more.
almost 500 ducats.
It was like a third though before.
Yeah, it's only 11% right now.
Did you see my war against Oirat?
Yeah, I saw. Like,
Did you
Mughals,
enjoy the battle where he arrived at
I
day 2
did-
like got stack wiped
I
twice?
didn't. Oh, I didn't watch the battle with Mughals.
Oh, the battle with Mughals, I retreated out as fast as I could. Like, I don't want
But
to fight Mughals.
Mughals
like that.
lost like one battle and then peaced out, right?
No, he said he would stay unless I give him like 25% war score of money.
Oh,
So I had to pay him off like 1.6k, I think it was. And now he's
Yeah.
my ally, and he got an event for 5k money. Paid off my loans.
I mean,
So,
he's,
whatever.
you gave him like 4 months of income, so it's not really
Yeah, for
that
him
much
it's
income.
nothing.
Yeah.
For me it was a lot though.
Yeah, and for Oirat it was a lot.
But yeah. And
Alright.
Oirat then I took the battle against Oirat who didn't have cannons, so he lost the battle before his reinforcements arrived.
Yeah, a lot of people have very unorthodox ideas about cannons. Like as you watch, some people use like 5k per each stack of artillery.
I saw in the Yunnan War, like, what the fuck
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that?
And for example, Bengal has almost like 15k of. Actually, there's a kind of big battle. Yunnan is going for mountains into Bengal, which is
No, that's
Not-
not a
That's
good
not gonna work
idea.
out.
it's not going well.
Maybe he expected to be alright
Bengal
before or
has
something.
almost like 50k of artillery, while having 70k infantry.
Well, nothing wrong with having a bit too much artillery.
Yeah, I mean, he clearly needs it, seeing as he was unconditional.
Young can't, yeah.
As he was trying to take Capital Fort with 6 siege general and 20k artillery for almost a year. Yeah, Okay.
And
That's
let's make
fair.
sure he doesn't.
Yunnan is kind of dead.
Yep.
Basically, all of Far East except for Japan just died.
Another fallen one.
I mean, and Japan should have died last session.
I mean, if the British were supporting Japan as they should from the first war, then
Yeah, they didn't have maps, so they couldn't.
yeah. Are you actually invading Americas to win the versus Date?
No, after taking war score.
Oh, you're just taking the Kurils.
Yeah, then I can do my mission to unite the home region and get a shit ton of points.
Oh, and Date is still brain dead. Actually, doesn't that
He's
mean
not.
that...
We reused it. He's not brain dead.
So why does he have maximum monarch power reached?
That is a good question. That I do not know. AI gonna AI? I don't know.
Let's see after the monolithic.
Maybe it's literally just this month.
Actually, yeah, I saw that I was sieging.
Break now?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh yeah,
break time.
yeah, it's break time. True. I saw that I
Hello,
was sieging
Mr.
some
Mods.
rebels.
Can we go and break? Yes.
Yes, we just.
That I was sieging some rebels in France, but I'm not sure if they just happened to be on the province or something.
And they had 10k troops there from the start, I think.
No, they had 20, I think. Now they have 15.
They still have troops there. Why?
Of course. Yeah, that's. I mean, maybe it's like half brain dead. I don't know. Maybe they don't know how to go back. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. They do not know how to cross the Atlantic. They'd have to go through Pacific, but...
I mean, they sent troops over with boats.
No, they went through land, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, in this war, they sent troops over to try to fight me, so they're not brain dead.
Okay.
Playing or Cradiax?
Yes.
The game pause is now paused on my name, so if I... Oh, wait.
Yeah, because you left, I think, right?
No, I haven't left yet. I'm still in it. So I was wondering if I leave now, will that be annoying?
No,
Since
it can
I'm the
still
one who
un-
paused it?
No, everybody can unpause.
Okay.
It's only 30.
Yeah, but I
seconds,
mean, it's EU4 and it's Paradox.
That's
might
that's
become
a
really
fair
fancy
question.
talk.
That's a fair question.
It shouldn't. It
I
shouldn't.
mean, it's one of those situations where if there's something that you might fuck up, it's gonna be there.
Yeah, it shouldn't fuck anything up. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, then I'm just gonna alt F4, man.
I mean, you can just quit as soon as this is
Yeah,
loaded.
maybe don't Alt F4 yet. Wait until the hot join.
You guys said it's
Don't
only
do
gonna
it
be
during
fine.
the hot join. You never know.
Yeah, because I think if you Alt F4 during the hot join, you would break the lobby.
It might actually. So did anything happen in Europe this session besides Brittany, France? I don't think so, right?
Prussia raised his maintenance plans, but then he lowered it.
He instantly was like, you know what? Nah, that costs money.
Yeah,
man."
I don't know why he did it, because he didn't have rebels, and they weren't even close to spawning.
Maybe he had an event that gave like 50% chance.
So when can I
Oh,
exit?
maybe, yeah.
This is taking a long time.
He should be in soon.
Slank might have gone for a break already, because of the...
Oh, that's also
hot
true.
join.
Okay, I'm just gonna alt F4. I hope someone made a safe game.
I didn't.
I didn't.
I mean, Alex has it at least from hot joining.
You can pray.
Because I don't want to wait until the break is over.
Well, I'm gonna get my dinner.
Okay. See you guys in... Oh, it shows that Temujin disconnected, so it should be fine, I think. Okay, see you guys in 15 minutes. Oh wow, we're back already. Not that anything is happening really. Building more buildings, I'm sure. Of course, everyone is competing over the money. Oh, Mughals are finally building the manpower and force limit buildings.
I can't see anything.
Oh yeah, sorry. Of course, I forgot about this. As usual. Okay, now it's fine. Yeah, so looks like Mughals are finally switching from building into more income, into more actual army. It will take them a bit of time before they reach like Ottoman or even the Hungarian levels. They have actually not been able to build that many buildings. A lot of their provinces are full already. Yeah, now is the waiting time to see where is the next war going to happen. There's always hope for something in East Europe, but we'll see.
The Pope is still alive.
Yeah, somehow. And he's actually reformed. Oh, there's also the new Great Britain player, as in Alex Brumbart. Actually, I think he was playing like exactly the nation that got conquered by Great Britain in Yucatan. Like the Chactamal. I think that was his nation.
Chactamal.
Like that's like his second nation already. But yeah, now that Great Britain is back to being a player, I think he and Holland could easily invade Iceland. Oh, there are some French colonies starting in South America.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Dutch are already building heavies. And actually, if they start the war versus Iceland, they don't even need heavies. Because it's not like they're on some islands or anything, and it's impossible to prevent Great Britain or Holland from reinforcing in Americas. They have so much land there.
Yep.
Yep is expanding actually into the Sahel Africa.
Is Songhai still a player?
No, he left like a long time ago. I think already on the last session he was NAI. There was a kind of a interesting war between him. Oh, here's the Pope actually. And both provinces are Shia and Protestant, so and it's his capital actually, Bagoe. When Netherlands were invading Songhai, and Songhai actually managed to win some battles somehow, even though he was like a Miltech behind.
But Songhai has strong military ideas.
They're not that strong, honestly. I mean, they're okay, but plus 10 morale, plus 10 infantry combat, and he hasn't reached the plus 5 discipline yet.
But
Yeah.
still better than Dutch.
Yeah, it's something.
Yes.
The Dutch only have the +10 land fire morale. The Dutch are on their 5th idea group and they're taking naval. So their ships are going to increase in quality. Actually, I wonder what people are going to be taking as their 5th idea group. Let's see. Ruthenia is going for offensive. So basically skipping defensive. And for Hungary. Germans.
All three.
Yeah, they're all going for basically the same set of ideas. In slightly different order sometimes. Yeah, all are basically going for the same. Only Mughals have trade instead of innovative to boost their income. Oh, Naples actually is still independent. Oof, making only 5 decades. How is that possible actually?
Poor Naples.
It's pretty recently over 100 dev and making only
That devastation
5.
though.
Oh yeah, oh man, Calabria has almost 100. Okay, yeah, makes sense. How did it happen? I mean, I know why Valencia is so devastated, because Brittany just ignored it while it was occupied by France. So throughout the whole war the devastation was slowly ticking, but what happened in North Africa? Most of Europe is
just in ruins.
most of Europe is prospering, Ethiopia is prospering, Persia is prospering. Not all of India is prospering, surprisingly, but it might be because of the monsoon. I think in an event can cause it to gain some devastation. And obviously, Far East is super devastated. Man, even the Yeren is destroyed. Like some random province in the... Oh, actually it's Oirat capital. Okay, that makes sense. I thought it's just one random province in Siberia got destroyed. And the Middle America, Central America, also wrecked.
Yes. From the Independence War.
Actually, Ruthenia is surprisingly behind in military tech. I think only on 16.
He put quite a lot of willpower into his ideas, I think.
Yeah, but 18 is
Well, that's important, yes.
is a new canon, and
More combat with.
what is military 19? 19 is military tactics. And he, like, being one military behind I can get it, but once he gets like 3 behind, then oh, he only needs 253 to go to 17. Okay, so
Damn.
makes sense. It's because of the spy network and ideas. Also the scientific revolution. Oh, it's because he has innovative.
Innovative ideas, yes.
And he's feeling the offensive ideas first. So I guess after he feels them, he's going for the tech.
Yep.
Is he upgrading or building new forts? No, he's only upgrading. Is it level 3 already? No, it's only level 4. Not level 6. Level 6 is actually pretty soon. Yeah, I don't think Ruthenia has a great fort setup at all. I think a lot of his lands could be conquered with fighting only on the grasslands and
They could do better with that.
farmlands. Yeah, but when he's not fighting wars, then he might as well just put forts to lower devastation or so. But he's not getting devastation either if he's not fighting wars. So why does he even need forts? Yeah, the Ethiopian conquest of Africa continues.
Yeah, should be pretty easy for them. Against AI.
Yeah, I mean, Songhai does have quite a lot of troops, but I think AI kind of struggles when there are no forts and it's such an open area. It just kind of runs everywhere without doing anything. I mean, it does have 36k. So in theory, it could at least defeat one of those stacks. Oh. No one got dropped, so I wonder what's going on. Oh, someone was lagging behind.
Mehmet. Shaking my head.
Yeah, let me actually take a look at the Incas. Who are they still, no, they're an empire. I think for a short while they were a pirate republic. Why is he like not as strong as I would expect? He's doing pretty decent advisors. Oh, but he has a Regency Council with a 200. We'll get a very nice king soon. In 1 year. Yeah, he's only making 100 ducats and 42 of that is gold mines. Actually, a lot of his gold mines are not even developed. Yeah, just staying on the development on a gold mine. Because I think Vijay is making a lot more money from gold. No, actually he's making less. Somehow. But he was... Oh, I didn't know that Vijay is also joining in the Netherlands web of trade. So over 200 ducats from the Dutch.
Damn.
Which is actually half of their trend income. So the Indian giant, as well as controlling 1/3 of Africa, is like the biggest member of this partnership. Bengal finally killing Punjab. Just like 2 states. Not like 3 halves of states.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, 50 death. Mughals are actually drilling some of their forces right on the border. He did increase his maintenance. Why would he do that? When he's not at war, there are no rebels.
But he's still drilling.
Yeah. I mean, like, one thing that comes to mind is he's trying to make Bengal think that he has lower maintenance because those guys are drilling, so they would have it lowered regardless. But yeah, now Bengal is just running through all of Mughal territories because he's trying to catch the Punjab army. I don't think anything's going to happen. Maybe he's waiting to invade Kazan. It's still a year away though. I mean, the only other country he could invade that he's actually weaker than him is Ethiopia.
But then I would think that he would move his troops there.
Yeah. Also fighting over the Arabian Peninsula is kind of pointless.
Yep.
Since he's... Well, actually he could move his trade from Gulf of Aden to Persia.
Oh, yeah.
I guess they would be a point, but probably not gonna happen. Hey, that's what I don't know. People are just sitting and doing nothing. Wait. Okay, so the Hanover army is back in South America. Again. Half of his army got exiled, so they need to go back somewhere. Who is going to...
Just dying from attrition.
Yeah. Oh, the truce between Great Britain and the Caribbean Federation is ending right now. So I think it's going to be a strike in the back of Iceland. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, it looks like Japan managed to conquer the Kurils, meaning the whole of Japan is now under one nation.
Finally.
Also, they have no leader, and his generals don't have much maneuver, but that would still limit the attrition a bit. The truce will be over in like 5 months because it's at August this year. So that's going to probably happen. Yeah, they're clearly preparing. The question is, are the Incas or the Iceland preparing? Doesn't look like it, really.
Who is colonizing in Central America? Is it Provence?
Of course it is Provence.
Ah.
And Taiwan is back in Americas. Also there's France.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like the Dutch are massing troops. Are they preparing to fight in the south? No, they're going only for the Central America this time. Let me see how many heavies they have right now. Looks like
30.
only 30 heavies for Great Britain. and another 30 for the Dutch.
Alright.
So that's not that great, really. I think Iceland would still win with their 50 ships and much higher morale, especially if they do not have an admiral that could rival the 6-6 that the pirates have. And 6-3 is nice, but the Iceland already has an advantage. I think they're just going to try to finish it on land.
Would only be better if Iceland had a general with more maneuver, because Admiral maneuver also makes the combat width bigger, I think.
Oh yeah, that's true. You see. Yeah, that's a good question if the 6-5 would be better than the 6-6. But they... where's the... I don't think you can check the naval combat width just on the... Let me see, where can I see it? Because they might not have enough ships to even fill that additional combat width. They don't have really that many. Yeah, they have plus 10%, so it doesn't really say. Oh, it looks like it's the Caribbeans that formed the United States. Okay.
What the hell? American Caribbeans.
Okay, nice.
I
We have
didn't
the
know
United
that.
States.
Weird. I thought you need the provinces in the
Yeah,
former
I
colonies.
was. I remember I was checking the. Oh, you can also form the Spanish nation. Yeah, I was checking the requirements, and yeah, capital is 13 colonies core. I guess not. And his culture is Portuguese, so I'm not sure what the requirements are, but looks like it's possible to form United States in Caribbeans with Portuguese culture. They should be starting the war already, but I think because half of the Hanoverian army got exiled, they cannot even fight. But they're not really moving them either.
Well, if they could occupy a province and then give the occupation to Hanover,
Yeah,
they would unexile.
I think they're waiting for the British army. The French are coming. No way.
And the French allied with the Caribbean or with USA.
No, they are allied with the Great Britain and Netherlands. But you see, they're walking onto the Dutch ships.
Yes.
I mean, they don't need the French troops. Really? But, okay. I think if they have the Incas are concentrating their troops in the south though, so it looks like they will be trying to take out the Brazilian colony of the Netherlands ASAP. Also, they have little stacks for the single provinces. Actually, the Iceland would have much bigger army. His force limit is 56, and he only has 20k. He is recruiting more right now, so they really realized what's going on.
Yep.
Yeah, the United States are going for 30. No heavies in their navy, so it's basically the army that's their biggest asset. Mongols are finishing Kazakh, which is 2-5 dev provinces, nothing really relevant. waiting for? Oh, they want to move both stacks on like one fleet, I think. But they didn't. No, that's still not going to be enough. What? I guess they won't have a chance to move troops across the Atlantic once the war begins, because they assume the Iceland will have the naval supremacy. Even though Iceland cannot really prevent them from just moving troops to Canada or something, because they can't have their navy everywhere. I mean, come on. This much is probably enough to take them out.
The Dutch are definitely ready for an invasion.
Yep.
Where
They are abandoning the south though.
Yes.
And that's where the Incas are concentrating. The United States are moving their troops to the continent.
Where is the British army?
A big chunk of them were still in the England last time I checked. I mean, at 60k. They should have more. No, that's all. They only have 60k. They do have a lot of. Once the war starts, a lot of their colonies will start fighting. Like the Canada 15k, Louisiana 8k, Mexico 16k, which is pretty decent. And also 13 colonies has almost 14k because it is a player.
Yes.
Iceland just noticed the Hanover army and they just joined them in the jungle.
Imagine.
Hi guys.
Just meeting some German guys in the Amazon.
Yeah, German tourists in the middle of the Amazon.
They're just dying there from jungle fever and such.
Yeah, they just. I think they're way too early.
That's so random.
Yeah, the fact that they even found them. I mean, those troops are not really battle ready because half of them are exiled, anyways. Oh, looks like the French are exiled as well, but they do have their colonies, so that's fine.
Maybe the French will take over the Brazilian front against Inca.
Yeah, that's true actually. I think the both French stacks would definitely delay the Incas, if not stop them outright. I mean, they're clearly getting more troops than they would ever need to fight the Americans. Hungary just, I think, raised their autonomy. Let's see if it's just rebels. He shouldn't be getting rebels because, I mean, last time he conquered the land was like 30 years ago. Ayutthaya is best tech apparently. Congratulations. He was behind tech for like, I don't know, 200 years now. Don't spy, please. Oh, maybe he's just trying to conquer Vienna and the Papal States. That makes sense. Let's see how many troops the Hanover has lost. He is not really losing manpower somehow. I wonder if it's the mercenaries? Oh well, it is only 0.2%.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah, so it's not that bad. Peace in our time. Hero Wars. Hungary is still at the increased maintenance. Ah, yeah, okay, he's moving his troops to fight the Papal States. Never mind, once again. Okay, the second Dutch Navy is coming to the Caribbean. Let's see what they actually are bringing with them. It's a long travel for the Dutch ships. Yeah, here comes the death of Austria and the Papal States. Okay, so the second French stack is going to help in the Mexico. I think it's going to be a big help because it doesn't look like the
I don't
Dutch
think
have
it's that
any artillery. Oh no, the 15k Icelandic troops. Let's pray they do not go for the rebels right now, because it would be a prime chance to just kill all of them.
They started.
Oh yeah, that's a big war. Yeah, it's Dutch versus Iceland officially over the mixed deck.
Sweden joined Iceland.
Yeah, and it's in Mexico, so it's going to be taken over immediately. And yes, we did join Iceland, but is he a player still? He did say he is a player. For now, also there's Vijay and Japan in this, so everyone in the Dutch net of trade is in this war. And yeah, here comes the French troops. Hanoverian troops are also joining in the siege. Yeah, it doesn't look like Sweden is going to be doing anything. Although it will be a nice occasion for Prussia and Ruthenia to attack them, because Hanover, France and Great Britain cannot join the war on the side of Sweden when they're fighting them at the same time.
That's true.
But that still leaves Hungary and Ottomans, which is the biggest problem. Wait, select. No, it's only Hungary. Oh, so Sweden is already out of the war. That's probably expected. Okay, so it looks like the Hanoverian troops managed to reorganized themselves and are moving along the coast.
They
with,
finally got out of the jungle.
Yep. There's not much to stop them, really, and Hanoverian troops are really good. There's nothing in Mexico as well. Did they lose any battles already? Oh, some naval stuff, but all of them won by Iceland actually. Incas are going for like the only fort, one of the 2 forts in all of Brazil. Also there's a fort in, oh it's probably a capital. A capital fort in South America. Oh, bad time for a stab hit. I don't think there's much the Iceland and United States can do. United States are just really weak on their own, and Iceland is laser focused on being a naval nation, so when it comes to actual fighting on the ground, they're not that great.
Yep.
They're even like spending way too much of their money on fleet. Only now they're kind of catching up in army because they're recruiting more and more mercenaries. The only kind of land nation of them is Incas, who are not really that strong as well. Actually, they're not using their biggest artillery stack to actually siege the fort, which is kind of bad because those are strong forts, level 4. It's going to take a while.
And he's also using no general.
Oh really? Yeah, this is not going to help. Not that his generals are that great, but it looks like the Dutch are going to retake all of Mexico pretty easily. Or maybe they go for the islands. Yeah, I wonder if they actually can. Maybe they should just take land from Iceland, because once Iceland's dead and it doesn't have its navy, then they can just easily invade the Caribbeans. Even more troops being recruited by Iceland, but still they only have 80k troops, and here is like 120, 150, and even more Dutch coming. Just past Panama. Oh man, this... why are they putting so many troops?
114k on one fort.
Yeah, looks like they realized that might have not been the best idea. Okay, the Incas moved the second stack on the second fort in Brazil. I mean, once they take those two, then more or less they've secured Brazil as much as possible, but by the time Iceland might be dead, so it's not going to be much gained.
Yeah, and it's also just the colonial nation, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really have any effect on the players.
Yeah, that's the problem for Iceland, that despite being a naval nation, all of his lands are actually on a continent.
Yes.
Yeah, he actually has Iceland, which they aren't conquering. I mean, it's not much, but it's free war score. Maybe they forgot about it, as I did until now. Oh, there's a stack of French troops who are in exile, so they're just marching through the middle of battle. Let's see if they go along any Icelandic stacks. Oh, they actually made just. Oh, and it's over. As one might expect.
Sad.
Yeah, I mean, versus the Dutch and the British, they might have the chance, but versus France and Hanover, putting all of their armies in America, they had no chance really. Also, did the British even move their armies from the Europe? Nope.
Lazy bastards.
They didn't even like participate. I guess their colonial nations kind of helped out.
Just send in the colonial troops.
The Great Britain still somehow has more participation than France, but Hanover has by far the most, even more than the Dutch. Despite the Dutch having all of the occupations. Yep, every Western European troop is in the New World right now. The only sad fact is that Western Europeans don't really matter in the Eastern European stalemate between Ruthenia, Hungarian Ottomans. And Hanover still had like half of his army in Europe, so it's not like he couldn't do anything. And it's like the Dutch only took the northern coast of South America. Didn't take much from Mexico. And we should unpause probably. Looks like England is building a bunch of stuff. Maybe Ottomans are going to be invading Naples soon.
Getting all that shitty, devastated land.
Yeah, right now it's like the last AI in Europe, I think. In the southern tip of Italy. Oh, yeah, Sweden just, I think he dropped out because he couldn't make it for the last hour or something like this. Yeah, but now all of the Far East is free real estate, while in Europe there's no place to move for the last 50 years. Even Africa is more taken than East Asia right now. Honestly, there was surprisingly a lot of colonization in this campaign because there's not much land to colonize really. Only a bit in the North South America and the western coast.
The Dutch and the English went super ham on colonization.
Yeah, but also the Iceland did colonize quite a bit, and Incas as well being made a big difference. I don't think that Dutch actually colonized that much. Most of this is like in Brazil, because most of the Aztec lands were just invaded and taken from other countries. Oh yeah, the Ottomans are going for Naples. Maybe they could take Italy and then use it to stab Hungary in the back, but probably not. Oh, the Hungary is not even a top 8 greatest power. They must have fairly low def. Oh no, they're just behind Great Britain, like they're 20 def behind.
Really close.
Oh, those lands we could have broken free in like a few months probably anyways, because natives cannot fight this big stack of rebels. Is it the time?
Ooh.
What? It's a war of honor? What? Yeah, Sweden. It's not going to happen.
But Sweden is AI, so they have.
I don't think he knows it.
He insulted me.
I guess there is no protection in the after 1600s, but
Let's see what will happen now.
yeah, the war is over instantly. Japan is going for run 2 with Oirat. Oirat actually in the meantime conquered the Shanxi, so the AI did something. Not that it will matter at all, but still something. Japan is putting 60k. It doesn't look like Oirat can even put that many troops. Actually, it can. Yeah, but it's kind of ramming. It's not concentrated forces, so no way for Oirat to actually defeat the Japanese invasion.
Yep.
Now Ruthenia taking the circulation land, which is already their vassal. Actually, Tripoli is a vassal of Provence. Okay. Provence actually looks kind of like the Carthage.
Yeah. Southern Iberia, North Africa, islands.
Yeah. But actually, Tlevenken is a vassal of Brittany. That's all of it is really weird. And Morocco is a march of Great Britain. Ruthenia is raising maintenance to fight the rebels. Actually, I'm surprised he didn't have the maintenance already somewhat increased, because he is fighting a war. But this country is so small it might not even have a an army. Yeah, so if something doesn't start in the next half an hour, I'm thinking that the chances are fairly low for an actual war to go on.
Yeah.
And you know, the last war between Ruthenia and Hungary was going on for like 10 years already. And as I said, Ruthenia was already pushed back out of Hungary and they were just fighting on the border. But Hungary was recruiting mercenaries and was spamming enter to get rid of all the loan announcements.
Yes,
And
I read that in the Discord.
yeah, by mistake accepted the peace offer from Ruthenia that it really shouldn't. I mean, next time the Ruthenia might be just spamming the 100% peace offers to Hungary, so maybe he accepts it. I mean, you never know. It's the so-called Morlock maneuver. One time I was fighting in China. I was Zhujian in around here, and my ally was Shanxi. We were fighting Chagatai Horde, which was around here, Macau and Japan, and they were crushing us. It was like the third war we were fighting, and they lost all the previous ones. And Shanxi just immediately after the war started send 100% peace offer to Chagatai, and he just gave him all the land. But the problem was that Shanxi didn't really think about the provinces he was taking. So it was like the worst border war ever. So for example, this and these provinces, as you can see, they're connected by this bit of land. And this was like the only connection. Those two belonged to Chagatai. It's terrible. It's the worst.
I also was one game with my real life friends, and it was very late game. We just did some bullshit wars at the end, and I sent the Austrian player a peace deal, and he didn't read it, and he just gave me all of the Netherlands.
Yeah, that's... You gotta read the peace offers.
Yep.
Especially since it's really easy to accept them, as Hungary found out, just hitting enter at the wrong time. They just appear in front of you.
We were also sitting next to each other, so
actually
his look at me was priceless.
Do the peace offers just appear in the middle of screen immediately, or do they just show up in the...
No, they are on the top left, and then you left click them, and then you can see.
Yeah, so actually I wonder how... Do you have to like click enter twice, so the first one opens it and the second one immediately accepts?
I don't think you can open it directly with enter.
Or maybe it has like different message settings. So like...
Yes.
Let's see. With the peace nation rejects. When do we have a peace offer? No, I don't really see it. Maybe it's in diplomacy. It's possible it's hard coded as another kind of message. Yeah, I don't really see it. Yeah, I have to check in the single player later how the message works, because if it is that with hitting enter you can just open it and accept it like with 2 enters, then I'm gonna be sending those peace offers all the time, man.
just trolling
If it works, it works, right? Also, France got a province from Iceland, like 2 provinces actually. I'm not sure if this was intentional, honestly. Like, these are the provinces that the French troops were just standing in, so they might have gotten it for free. Looks like Malaya is probably preparing for a war versus Oirat once the Japanese war is over. Also, AI Yeren is going.
Let's go.
What a boss, declaring a war on zone. Going after the Oirat. Damn. Such it, with 10 decades of income. And like the most ravaged land in the world. Yeah, the AI lands are really not the most prosperous lands in the world, like the North Africa and most of the Manchuria.
Yep.
Actually, yeah, Tunis of Provence is really suffering from the devastation as well, because he doesn't have any forts in the area. No, actually he has. But it just doesn't cover Tunis. It's in a good position, but it's too bad it's not actually helping at all. And the Ottomans took from Naples just a few provinces. Like barely anything.
On the coastline.
Russia did something. You monster. What's going on?
What did he do?
Yeah, so now Oirat is at least concentrating its forces. But all his modern forts are already taken. Well, actually it's a modern fort here, so... Oh, maybe he did something to Sweden? Oh, no, I've been catching my spies. And did he like... What did he do to Sweden? I don't really know. Doesn't look like he's preparing for war or anything, so I don't know. Oh, there's some movement in Bithynia, I guess, but he's probably just recruiting excess manpower. No, he's going for war. Okay, finally. God.
Dang.
Yeah, he's recruiting mercenaries, he's going over force limit. But no, it couldn't be. If he went first to Sweden, then he wouldn't commit so much, I don't think. Yeah, so the most important thing is if he invades Hungary or Sweden. Because if he invades Sweden, then Hungary is just not going to help and the war will be over in 2 years. What?
He has no claims on Hungary, so he probably attacks me.
He can make a claim on Ottomans and on Sweden. But I think he's going for Ottomans.
Probably.
Which is finally some good news. He still has a healthy support of 100 mercenaries in reserve. He only recruited 150. And the Ottomans seem to be not at all aware. I mean, taking Crimea will be easy from the Ottomans, but this will be an annoying choke point for the Ruthenians. Yep. Okay, here we come. For now it's only 1v1. Hanover is joining Ottomans. He does have a land border with Ruthenia. But it's actually kind of bad for Hanover. Ethiopia, okay. Ethiopia is it still fighting in Africa? No, he actually managed to conquer the east of Songhai.
Good.
And
Ruthenia
for the
going
time,
full force against Ottomans.
Yep, and Ottomans are recruiting as well. Oh, looks like Hanover will be piecing out.
He's already on Constantinople.
Oh yeah, wait, how did he do this? Isn't there a fort over here? What?
No.
How did he manage? Oh yeah, he could, because if there wasn't fort here, then he wouldn't be able to. But that's how the forts work. So he managed to take Constantinople Annus immediately. And he will be able to take Edirne as well, so he will be cutting the Ottomans off, taking over the Straits. But then the Asia Minor will be difficult to take by land, because on one hand you have Straits and on the other you have the mountains of Georgia, which is fairly annoying land to go through.
Would be so good if Ruthenia had naval dominance in the Black Sea.
Yeah, I mean, neither has that many ships, I suppose. Like, Ottomans have 12 galleys, and actually Ruthenia doesn't have a navy at all, I don't think. Let me see.
They only have two or three ports.
Yeah, Ruthenia is still building so many things, and they will be finished. The Ruthenians don't have any navy. Yeah, they have 0 ships. But actually, if they build just 15 heavies or galleys, they could actually try to contest the Sea of Marmara. After they finish all of these buildings, their force limit will increase by quite a bit. It's already like 100 bigger than, no, 200 bigger than it was last time we checked it. Ottomans increased by 50 as well. But it will still take quite a while for the... Oh yeah, the British sent the condottieri to watch the war. The Ottomans are late to the mobilization, so... But Ruthenians are also...
a hard time taking back the European part.
Yeah. But it's easier for Ottomans to strike from the east than it is for the Ruthenians to strike there.
Yep, true. It's very open land for Ruthenia.
Yeah, as well as just open terrain, so easy battle on forts.
You could also just send like 10 troops or something to just occupy a bunch of provinces.
Yeah, they did this last time, but right now there are plenty of level 4 forts.
Oh, yeah.
So even just to start sieging a fort like this, you would need what it would be 12k, and it would take a lot of years. So
Yeah, he needs those in the big battles.
and they still have the naval supremacy because actually now that I think about it, it would take Ruthenia a long time to build those ships because they have only one province with a port.
Yeah.
So it would just take a long time anyways. The Ottomans kind of suffered because they didn't upgrade all their forts. Which is important because right now, even though they don't have the naval supremacy, they have +7 to the siege immediately. Which is already that the siege is taking 150 days is kind of lucky for the Ottomans.
Yep. He's crossing to Udon.
Oh, and in the meantime, Hanover is invading France. Data is going to help.
Typical German things.
No, the samurai actually just went somewhere. Unfortunately. But Hungary is going to help France. Okay, so we got 2 real wars going on in Europe right now.
Nice.
Let's see, I'm actually wondering how much... I'm not sure if the Hanover is going to fight for 100%. Oh wait, there's a big battle going on. The Ottomans are actually they managed to cross, and the Ruthenians attacked them on the other side already. Ruthenians have 10 more discipline and quite a bit more morale. They are a bit behind on infantry compatibility.
Those Polish ideas are strong as fuck.
Yep. Yeah, and Ottomans don't have basically any bonuses to morale. They have just fire projection and army tradition. Also prestige, so just the basic bonuses. Now they're going for 2 battles, which basically both of them are equal in importance. But one in the west is a bit easier for Ottomans to win because they have -2 on the Ruthenians. And they do need that terrain bonus to nullify the advantage in quality of Ruthenians.
Yes.
There are so many men dying. Like 10k every tick.
They both don't have that much to reinforce anymore.
There's still 50k for Ottomans and 50k more coming. The Ruthenians had to abandon the siege. Oh, okay, the Ottomans are defeated. There are even more Ruthenian troops coming. There are so many Ruthenians everywhere. And the Ottomans are separating 80k, which is or maybe like 70k to the east, which is...
those troops at the front, I think they could have beaten at least one of the...
Yeah, and once you win the one battle, then you can easily reinforce the second one. It looks like Hungary is not really participating in this French war. Yep, it's just going to sit this one as well. And Netherlands as well, I think, are just going to be neutral nation. But the British are helping the French. For all that it's worth.
And the Germans are invading through Belgium.
Of course. I mean, they actually can't go through the Lorraine because it belongs to Provence, so it's a neutral nation.
It's a neutral zone.
Rip Hanover? What are you talking about? Hanover is going to destroy France. No problem. I know those forts. They're all on a bad terrain. I can take all of France except for Lyonnais without fighting on any hills or forests. The British actually have a significant number of troops, 120,000, and another 100 for the French, which is still less than the Germans have.
Yep.
I guess we'll have to establish a defensive line around the Marne River. Oh wait, the Hungarians are actually going to help. That's great, because otherwise the French would get just destroyed.
They are the 15k.
And Ethiopia actually is helping the Ottomans. Wait, they're okay. It's Sirkash and not Mughals.
Yeah,
They are bringing the 20k, which is something. Yeah, now it's looking kind of bad for Hanover on the other hand, but I think Hanover has a. Wait, it's a. Yeah, it's for Hanover.
He pulled back. That was.
Yeah, it was piece of her from.
Alone.
Oh, the Daten samurais are actually dying in Germany. They went on a suicide mission. And they were sieging a fort in Germany, which is further than the Germans have gotten. Oh, actually the French managed to capture a stack of Hanoverian troops.
Yeah.
And they got destroyed.
100k? Can they
Yeah.
make it? No.
No. I'm surprised that I thought the Hanoverian army is of much higher quality, but they got just wrecked by the French. And now that 100k is all nice and good, but the British are here and they are not that great, but they will form a nice cannon fodder. They are reinforcing a bit too fast though. With full cannon back rows, the men are dying so fast that... Yeah, the Hanoverians are just getting destroyed. I didn't expect that to happen this early. Okay, so it looks like there's some minor skirmishes in the east with the Ottomans and Ethiopians trying to push back into Crimea. There is a fort on the peninsula itself, which was not taken by Ruthenians. I have no idea why Hanover just charged into this battle. I think he was expecting just as I was that he would just be destroying the French troops, but the French troops are doing pretty well versus the Germans.
You also shouldn't have left those 56k alone.
Yeah, for sure.
All the rest of his army to Hungary.
He must have forgotten about them or something. I think they were sieging a fort or something.
Yeah.
Hungary is mobilizing. He's
And
going
he's
over
sieging
force
again.
limit, and he's recruiting a bunch of mercenaries as well.
And he's sieging Salzburg again.
Yeah, it's a mountain fort, I think so. It is on the level 2. So unless the Hanoverians attack it right now, they're going to lose it. Yep. And I think it's their only mountain fort. Well, in this part of their country. They have some in Switzerland. There's a Congo army now going in the place of the samurai, sieging Breisgau. Okay, the Greece is getting occupied by Ruthenia, but that's still not enough to even try to stab hit the Ottomans. Hanover has 700,000 manpower, which is 300,000 over his manpower limit.
Oh.
Okay, how did that happen?
Maybe from the nobility? At least some.
Nah, not that he wouldn't get that. No, he actually didn't take. Oh, he probably used professionalism. And he still has 100k from nobility.
Yeah.
So Hanover can fight for a long time. Meanwhile, France has 100k, and England is already out of manpower. But England has money. English troops are not there to fight, there to fill the lines in front of cannons so they can die.
Oh no, the Congo troops are going to die.
Yep. Praise God, the woods of heroes. Japanese and Brazilians. It looks like Ruthenia used a significant army to push the Ottomans back into the Asia Minor. It didn't take any forts though. They are sieging the one in Crimea, but it's not really relevant.
Yeah.
I wonder what the Ruthenian plan is going to be from now on, because they still need what? There's Vijay is invading Ethiopia from the south.
Ooh.
Okay, now finally stuff is happening. And it's also involving the Mughals.
Oh shit.
Okay, now it's getting fun. So the two Indian nations are fighting the invader while also invading Ethiopia.
Holy shit.
And Ottomans are fighting Ruthenia. And in the Western Europe there's a war of Hanover versus everyone else. Okay, nice. I didn't expect this to happen, but I'm happy.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some big wars. The Hanoverians managed to cut off the British and they are fighting with the French stack. And I think
They reinforced the main battle.
Yeah, the British and the French reinforced too quickly.
He stack wiped the smaller stack.
Yeah, but it wasn't that much. But yeah, okay, that was this went much more like I expected the battles to go against the French.
That was good.
I think it's Hanover that started this war. He's not getting bullied, and anyway, I think Hanover still has a lot of power to fight. I mean, he has, of course, yeah. Hanoverian reconquest of Retelois. Where is it even? Yeah, over here. I think it's a province of Champagne, which is the vassal of Hanover. Yeah, so Hanover still has about as much manpower as Hungary. I don't think necessarily going for France might be the... Looks like Ruthenia is going some shuffles and moving more troops into the east, and is trying to siege the Motin fort, and Ottomans are trying to contest this. They have far fewer numbers. I guess they were just feeling they didn't have time. Also, the Ottoman general is inferior to the Ruthenian one. They should make it, I think, to this.
Yeah. Oh, cannons in the front row.
Yeah, they managed to fix it, but they have a lot of infantry in the back row, which means that they have like 10 units that are not fighting.
Yeah.
Which in the long run is causing them a lot of casualties.
But there are more and more Ottoman troops coming.
Yeah.
55k from
Yeah,
Ruthenia.
there's definitely more than... the Ottomans are closer definitely than Ruthenians. It's getting close if they make it with the 70k. Yeah, they will. But that means that this side is getting quicker, so maybe the... No, they cannot because of the ships. So the Ottomans are free to move their troops to the east. And they still have the numbers advantage. And with the... Well, they have -2 force, but the Ruthenian leader is making that advantage somewhat even. Oh, that's a bad roll for the Ottomans. They're losing a lot of troops. He stopped reinforcing, he don't think he has a chance. He's going to give up this battle.
80k more coming, or 30k.
looks like the Hanoverians are going to switch up from pushing into the
No,
France,
it's
and they
Russian.
abandoned 75k. Yeah, they are not getting. They will not grow old, those soldiers.
No. They shall
But
not grow.
he might be able to contest the Hungarian offensive.
Let's see.
I don't have much time to talk about East Asia right now, but basically Oirat and Yunnan got destroyed, and now they are getting killed between Japan, Mughals, Ayutthaya, and Bengal. Looks like the war between the Indians is over, and is it just Mughals that pissed out? No, Mughals joined the war, but wait, on whose side? No, Mughals just started their own war. They peaced out with the Indians and just invaded Ottomans on their own. This is actually very awkward for the Ottomans because they just got pushed off the mountain fort by... Oh no, I'm not in sync. That's very unfortunate. But for now it doesn't actually mean... Oh, actually a lot of people are getting out of sync. We might be getting a rehost. Gradex is out of sync as well. Oh, so we might be getting a rehost. Yeah, there are a lot of very nice wars.
Yes.
I
very
think
exciting stuff.
I think we might be going for a quick rehost. Oh no, we're ending now! God damn it! And in the week they're going to just make a peace between each other. Damn. That's unfortunate. And I'm not sure if I can make it next week. God damn it. No, Hanover is doing fine. It's Hanover that started the war against France. GG. Well, so basically right now there's a war of... Actually, if Ethiopia just gave up and gave their lands to Vijay, so that one is over. There's a war of Mughals versus the Ottomans, a war of Ruthenia versus the Ottomans. So Ottomans is in two separate wars. Meanwhile, Hanover invaded France, and also Hungary got called in, which means he's fighting, I suppose, a two-front war in a way. And Britain is also in it for the fun. I guess that's it for now. The Indians were just content to take some lands from Ethiopia. Let me take a quick look at how the Ruthenia has over 1 million of maximum manpower.
And he's getting 10,000 each month.
Yep. He has lost like 20%. Actually, I think he gained manpower through this war. Meanwhile, Ottomans are struggling, honestly.
They now have 3 fronts.
Yeah. Mughals had no chance versus the Ottomans alone, but especially for a short war, the 500,000 men is nothing to scoff at. And I'm also interested in how the Hanoverian-Hungarian war will end up going. Actually, I think this battle might not be going well for the Hanover.
Doesn't look good for him.
Yeah, but maybe Prussia will help them. Oh no, they're not allied to Russia anymore for some reason.
Do they have a truce? Prussia and Hanover?
Yep. Looks like maybe Prussia just wants to invade them. Well, actually, at least something is happening, so that's nice.
Yes.
But the unfortunate part is, I'm not sure if I will be able to make it next week. So here's the question on Creepy. Can you make it next week?
Probably.
Can you
yet.
stream?
I don't know.
So like, what's your internet connection?
Oh, very good, very good.
Yeah, so I
could
think
theoretically.
So I think it'd be very nice if you could, because I'm going probably going back home. So my laptop just cannot run EU4, especially while streaming at the same time. So
Okay.
I mean, if you could take the duty of streaming, that would be very nice.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
So yeah, that I think that would be all for this week. If there's someone who didn't start observing me, then please do, because I need Leroy to give me his German reparations. He promised he will, so please do. And hopefully I'll see you, if not next week on the Creepy stream, then maybe in 2 weeks, or maybe somehow I'll get to stream next week anyways. And let me just make the save just in case. And see you all next week.
Guilty.
Yeah, I'm gonna write you. But yeah. But what? It was definitely fun. Yeah, but also the shit in South America. I think it's even better when you do it together. Yes.